Listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you because that's the only way I know how to be. Every morning, I look in the mirror and I tell myself the truth. Yep, you suck. I see my pectoral muscles that used to be firm and perky and really powerful just hanging there now. My body isn't what it was when I was winning Mr. Olympia titles or jumping off helicopters in movies. But you know what? I'm 76 years old, and I feel more energized about life than some 30-year-olds I know. This isn't some motivational speaker bullshit. This is science mixed with decades of experience, mixed with the reality of what it means to age in a way that keeps you feeling vital. I want to share with you what I've learned about why some people feel younger than their age while others feel like they're already dead inside. The research doesn't lie. Let me start with the facts, because I always believe in facts. The research is crystal clear. How old you feel matters more than the number on your birth certificate. Scientists call this subjective age, and the studies show that people who feel younger have better cognitive function, stronger immune systems, and lower rates of chronic disease. They live longer, they're happier, and they contribute more to the world. I share this research regularly in my newsletter, Arnold's Pump Club, because I want people to understand this isn't wishful thinking. When you feel younger, your body actually responds. Your stress hormones decrease, your inflammation markers improve, your cells repair themselves better. The mind-body connection isn't just some California hippie nonsense. It's measurable in blood tests and brain scans. But here's the thing. Feeling younger doesn't mean pretending you're still 25. That's just stupid. It means understanding what aspects of aging you can control and what you cannot, then putting all your energy into the things you can influence. Face reality, then get to work. I don't sugarcoat anything, and I'm not going to start now. Aging is real. Your body changes. Things that used to work don't work the same way. I used to be able to train for hours, lifting massive weights, pushing my body to extremes that would probably kill me now. Those days are over, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But here's what I've learned. When you acknowledge these changes without drama, without self-pity, without making it a big tragic story, you free up mental energy to focus on what you can still do. And let me tell you, at 76, I can still do a hell of a lot. Every day, I still train. Not the same way I used to, but I train. I still challenge my body. I still push myself. The weight might be lighter, the sessions might be shorter, but the principle is the same: use it or lose it. This isn't just about muscles. It's about maintaining that fundamental sense that you are capable, that you can still accomplish things, that your body is your ally, not your enemy. I tell people about my 3-flight rule. Research shows that just taking the stairs 3 times per day, that's it, 3 times, improves your cardiovascular health and can make your brain look 1.5 years younger. You don't need to become a marathon runner. You just need to move your body regularly and challenge it appropriately for where you are right now. Aging is evolution, not decline. This is where most people get it wrong. They think aging is about losing things, losing strength, losing speed, losing memory, losing relevance. I see it completely differently. Aging is evolution. It's about becoming something new while building on everything you've learned. Look at my life. I didn't just decline from bodybuilding champion to washed-up old guy. I evolved from bodybuilder to actor, then from actor to politician. Now from politician to educator and advocate. Each stage built on the previous one, but each stage was also completely new. This evolutionary mindset changes everything. Instead of every physical change being evidence of loss, every change becomes an opportunity to adapt and grow in new directions. My knees might not handle the same punishment they used to, but that doesn't mean I stop challenging my body. It means I get creative about how I challenge it. The people I know who feel young, regardless of their age, all share this characteristic. They remain curious. They're still learning, still growing, still becoming. They don't see themselves as finished products. They see themselves as works in progress. This is why I started the newsletter. At my age, I could just retire, play golf, and complain about young people. Instead, I chose to evolve again. Now I'm reaching millions of people every day, sharing research, sharing what I've learned, helping people live better lives. This gives me energy that no amount of rest could provide. The competitive advantage of experience. Here's something they don't teach you when you're young. Aging can be a competitive advantage. I'm not talking about participation trophies or feeling good about yourself for showing up. I'm talking about real advantages that come with decades of experience. When you've lived as long as I have, you develop perspective. You've seen enough ups and downs to know that most problems are temporary. You've made enough mistakes to develop wisdom about what actually matters. You've had enough success and failure to understand that both are part of the process. This translates into real competitive advantages. I can evaluate new fitness research not just based on what the study says, but based on decades of personal experimentation and watching what actually works with real people in real situations. A 30-year-old PhD might know the theory better than me, but I know what works in practice because I've lived it. The research backs this up. Studies show that while some cognitive functions decline with age, others, including wisdom, emotional regulation, and pattern recognition, often improve. Older people report feeling less stressed about minor setbacks because they've learned to distinguish between real problems and temporary inconveniences. But here's the key. To get these advantages, you have to stay engaged. You have to maintain what psychologists call generativity, the desire to contribute to future generations and leave a positive impact. This isn't charity work or being nice. This is staying relevant by sharing what you know and continuing to learn new things. Movement is medicine. Let me be very clear about something. Physical activity is the closest thing we have to a fountain of youth. Not supplements, not surgeries, not expensive treatments. Movement. The research is overwhelming. Regular physical activity increases the size of your hippocampus. That's the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning. It promotes new neural connections. It increases production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which keeps your neurons healthy. Some studies show that physically active older adults have brains that look years younger than sedentary people the same age. But it's not just about your brain. Exercise affects how you feel about yourself. When you can still move your body, still challenge it, still see improvement, you maintain that fundamental sense of physical competence that's crucial to feeling young. My approach to training has evolved, but the principles remain the same. Find physical activities you actually enjoy. Not that you think you should do, but that you genuinely like. Consistency matters more than intensity. I still lift weights. I still do cardio. I still get outside and the weights are lighter. The intensity is lower, but the commitment is just as strong. And here's something important. It's never too late to start. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s transform their bodies and their lives by simply starting to move regularly. Your body wants to be strong and capable. Give it the opportunity. Purpose keeps you young. One of the biggest differences between people who feel young and people who feel old is purpose. People who have something meaningful to work toward, something that gets them up in the morning with energy, tend to stay vital regardless of their age. This is why retirement kills some people. Not because they stop working, but because they stop having a reason to stay sharp, stay engaged, stay relevant. The human brain and body are designed for challenge and contribution. Take that away, and decline accelerates rapidly. My newsletter isn't just a business venture. It's my way of staying connected to purpose. Every day I research new studies. I think about how to communicate complex information simply. I respond to questions from readers around the world. This keeps my mind sharp and gives me a reason to maintain my health and energy. The specific form of purpose doesn't matter as much as having one. Maybe it's mentoring young people in your field. Maybe it's volunteering for causes you care about. Maybe it's learning new skills or pursuing interests you never had time for when you were building your career. The key is finding ways to contribute that align with your values and capabilities. Research shows that people who derive satisfaction from contributing to something larger than themselves maintain better physical health, cognitive function, and emotional resilience as they age. This isn't just about feeling good. It's about staying alive in the deepest sense. Mental flexibility is everything. Here's something I've learned that might surprise you. The biggest difference between people who age well and people who don't isn't physical. It's mental flexibility. People who feel young maintain curiosity about the world, openness to new experiences, and willingness to challenge their own assumptions. Throughout my life, I've had to completely reinvent myself multiple times. Actor to politician, again, totally new challenges. Politician to educator and advocate, another complete transformation. Each time I had to learn new things, adapt to new environments, embrace uncertainty. This pattern of growth and adaptation keeps your mind young. It prevents the mental stagnation that can make you feel old before your time. Your brain loves novelty and challenge. Give it new problems to solve, new skills to master, new perspectives to consider, and it stays sharp and engaged. Mental flexibility also means letting go of rigid expectations about how life should unfold. Many people feel older than their age because they're stuck comparing their current reality to dreams they had when they were younger. The people who feel young adapt their goals based on changing circumstances while maintaining their core values and sense of identity. This extends to staying curious about the world around you. Technology changes, culture evolves, new ideas emerge. You don't have to embrace everything, but maintaining some openness to innovation and change prevents the mental rigidity that makes you feel like the world has passed you by. Connection fuels vitality. One thing that really bothers me is when I see older people isolate themselves from the world. Loneliness doesn't just feel bad. It accelerates aging at the cellular level. People who maintain strong social connections and continue to form new relationships stay vital much longer than those who withdraw from social engagement. My global community through the newsletter gives me energy that purely individual pursuits cannot match. When I share research and get responses from people around the world telling me how it's helped them, that connection provides motivation and vitality that keeps me going strong. The research is clear. Socially connected people have lower inflammatory markers, better immune function, reduced risk of cognitive decline. They're more likely to take care of their health and seek help when they need it. Most importantly, they maintain a sense of identity that goes beyond their individual achievements and struggles. You need both breadth and depth in social connection. Stay connected with longtime friends who knew you when, but also develop new relationships based on current interests. Find ways to contribute to your community. Especially valuable are relationships across generations. You share wisdom while learning new perspectives. The honest approach let me come back to where I started. Brutal honesty about reality combined with relentless action on what you can control. This balance is crucial. If you deny the realities of aging, you set yourself up for disappointment and unnecessary psychological stress. If you become obsessed with decline, you accelerate the very processes you're trying to avoid. Every morning when I look in that mirror and acknowledge what I see, I'm practicing a form of healthy self-assessment. I see what is, I process it without drama, and then I get on with the business of living as well as I can. This doesn't mean accepting limitations that aren't real or giving up on improvement. It means distinguishing between what you can influence and what you cannot, then putting all your energy into the things you can actually change. Your genetics, your past injuries, certain aspects of cognitive decline, these things are largely beyond your control. But your daily habits, your mental attitude, your social connections, your sense of purpose, your commitment to movement and growth, these things you can influence significantly. Practical strategies that actually work based on everything I've learned through personal experience and scientific research. Here are the strategies that actually make a difference in how young you feel. Move your body every day. Not necessarily intense exercise, but some form of physical challenge. Take those stairs, lift some weights, go for walks, ride a bike, dance, do yoga. Find something you enjoy and do it consistently. Keep learning new things. Your brain needs novelty and challenge to stay sharp. Learn a new language, pick up a musical instrument, master a new technology, dive deep into subjects that interest you. The specific content matters less than the mental stimulation. Stay socially connected. Invest in relationships. Develop new friendships. Contribute to your community. Don't let loneliness creep in. It's more dangerous than smoking. Maintain purpose-driven goals. Have something meaningful to work toward that gets you excited to start each day. This might evolve with your capabilities, but never let yourself drift without direction. Practice honest self-assessment. Acknowledge changes and limitations without catastrophizing them. Focus your energy on what you can control rather than what you cannot. Stay mentally flexible. Remain curious about new ideas, new experiences, new ways of doing things. Don't let your mind get rigid and closed off from the world around you. Take care of your health. Good nutrition, adequate sleep, stress management, regular medical care. These basics matter more as you age, not less. Cultivate gratitude and perspective. With experience comes the ability to appreciate what you have and put problems in proper context. Use this wisdom advantage. The choice is yours. Here's the bottom line. While you cannot control the passage of time, you have tremendous influence over how you experience it. The choice between feeling younger or older than your age is largely yours to make, informed by science, guided by wisdom, and executed through daily decisions. I'm 76 years old. My body has changed dramatically from my bodybuilding days. I have limitations I didn't have when I was younger. But I also have advantages I didn't have then: wisdom, perspective, experience, and a clearer understanding of what really matters. Every day I choose to focus on what I can still do rather than what I've lost. I choose to keep learning, keep growing, keep contributing. I choose to maintain my physical strength and mental sharpness as much as possible. I choose to stay connected to purpose and people. These aren't always easy choices. Some days the mirror shows more decline than progress. Some days I feel every one of my 76 years. But most days when I'm training or writing or engaging with my community, I feel ageless. Not because I'm denying reality, but because I'm living fully within reality. The research shows that people who feel younger than their age live longer, healthier, more satisfying lives. But this isn't about positive thinking or denial. It's about understanding what keeps human beings vital, and then doing those things consistently, regardless of your chronological age. Age is ultimately just one factor in the complex equation of human vitality. You cannot stop time, but you can influence how you experience it. The mirror may reflect the inevitable changes of time, but the spirit looking back can remain timelessly curious, purposeful, and alive to possibility. That's not motivation, that's reality. And at 76, I'm living proof that it works. Now stop making excuses and get to work. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today.